Alright guys, we are back, and yes, we are back with a transfer update. The World Cup is done. It's over. We had an amazing World Cup, and thank you all for the support and the love during the Mundial. But don't forget to like every video, and you share and you subscribe, and you drop your comment. It's transfer time. Let me know what you want in the transfer market. Thank you for an amazing World Cup. Don't forget to check out my discussions with Daniel Canton, where he came over for a discussion, a serious old challenge discussion with regards to the World Cup. You guys for sham, then watch them. But transfers, we are back again. And things are happening. Today, Madrid, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Barca, all these clubs, get ready for me. I'm dropping updates on your clubs. My name is the King Ajo. Do all to subscribe. Let's get cracking.
This video, the numbers matter.
Yeah,
you know, so please subscribe and support him and support him. Subscribe.
Now, if both of you guys say only Enzo the twerk for Madrid, right? Twerk. It's a twerk for Madrid. You know, the EPO now the world's best register, the world's best DM, the world's best deep line playmaker, the best player at the World Cup, a one-time Ballon d'Or winner, Rodri. He wants to play for Madrid. He wants to go back to Spain. He has told Man City they are aware. They want to give him that respect for him to go back. And this story is from beginning of the last summer. The interest has been there from the last summer. And Rodri has made it clear. When he won the Ballon d'Or, they even asked him. He said, yeah, everybody would like to play for the biggest club in the world. Which, of course, Madrid are the biggest club in the world. And who said no to play for the biggest club in the world? So Rodri seriously wants Madrid. But the problem, and where Madrid fans are not happy about, is Don Perez. We don't know why Don Perez does not want to give the green light for a deal to be done. Now, in terms of finances, Man City are asking for 60 million. But you see, I believe Madrid are very good negotiators. Rodri for 40 million pounds won't be bad. Man City will let him go, not for huge money. But he has gone to win the best player at the World Cup. So ideally, you have to put a respectable fee down. He's 30 years, yes. He had a serious injury, but he has played very well. Madrid fans had concerns with regards to Rodri and the injury. But he's going back to Spain. The pain will be less there. Spain is more technical. Now, if you go play physical World Cup plus even ACL before, means he can play La Liga with ease. And Mourinho will manage his game. Now, Mourinho has said yes for a deal to be done. But they are waiting. A lot of the board members at Madrid have said yes. Have said yes to Rodri to Madrid. But only Don Perez, the one man, only one man, his name is Don Perez. He said, nah, bro. So people are asking, why? What has he done? What has Rodri done to Don Perez? Is it because of the Atletico Madrid affiliation? Or maybe because he's very close to Pep? It's like, if you watch Perez and you watch what's his name? Rodri, they don't have a lot in common. The only thing they have in common is that they are winners and they want to win. But trust me, it's a perfect combination. If you're not going for Enzo Fernandez, Enzo's boss is Rodri. So you have to. Now, personally, I think that deal will be done. I think Don Perez will give the green light. And you see, with him not giving the green light, it's even smart. Madrid fans, listen, it's smart. It sends a signal that I'm not going to pay any huge fee for him. That is how he plays his tactics. I don't like, okay, take this fee and that'll be all. So I think 40 million, a deal can be done. All the top sources are saying everybody's waiting for the green light from Don Perez first. But talks have gone on. He's very okay to agree personal terms. Mourinho has said yes. Now, let me link this story to Tchouaméni before I move on. If Rodri comes, Man United will want to ask again for Tchouaméni. I don't know how feasible that will be. He's signing a new contract. Things are going on well. But United are feeling like they are not okay. It's not enough. Like what they have in midfield is not enough for Champions League and the Premier League. So they would go again and try and ask for Tchouaméni. So let's see if Madrid will open up to sell now or since they are getting reward. Because they'll be stuck in midfield. They'll have Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Bellingham, Goulet, Valverde, Tchouaméni. Camavinga has 7 midfielders. Camavinga will leave, definitely. But Man U, why not go for Camavinga? And Man U fans, what do you think about this? Camavinga to Man U. If you go and inquire about Tchouaméni again, and they sign Rodri, why don't you take Camavinga? Camavinga. I think it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. So yes, guys, that's the update on Rodri. Rodri, with how things are going, Rodri might or will join Real Madrid and play for Mourinho. Next story. Garnacho. It's on. Garnacho. The gun. Garnacho be this. The gun man. He's joining what? He's joining Aston Villa. I almost said Villarreal. Garnacho is joining Aston Villa. Now, this is the breakdown. Chelsea has a very good relationship with Aston Villa. Now, back then, I think 2 transfers ago, Chelsea and Villa did a PSL massaging deal where when they give Aston Villa a very good sum of money, Chelsea will also pay some money to Villa. Villa will pay money to Chelsea, and they all massage their financial situations so that they won't violate PSL regulations. So 2 summers ago, Chelsea bought Omari Kellerman. Now that guy is on loan. They bought him for £30 million approximately, if you guys remember. And Villa also bought Maatsen for very good money. And it massaged the PSL regulations of both clubs. So Chelsea and Villa have a very good relationship. Now, Chelsea wants a project player. A player that, when he comes, he slots in and helps Alonso football in Morgan Rogers. 117 million British pounds. That was expensive. Now, per report, Chelsea wanted to beat the Anderson City move. You can imagine. They want to have that particular, we have the highest British player in our club. But tactically and per profile, it's a good fit for Alonso. So Chelsea asked for Rodgers, got Rodgers. And I told people on Twitter that Chelsea will do business again with Aston Villa, again because of the PSL. Now, this is the agreement with Ganacho and Villa and Chelsea. Now, he will go on loan with an obligation to buy. But the obligation has conditions that are very easy to be met. And so, it's like a permanent deal. Garnacho, luckily for him, Unai Emery has said yes. And he is going. We just had, as we are shooting, we just had, here we go. I said it's on. Fabrizio says, here we go. So here we go for Garnacho. Garnacho to Aston Villa. Here we go. It's on. Let me see how much. Let me see the details of the full clause. I can read it out for you guys. So exclusive. Aston Villa agreed deal to sign Garnacho from Chelsea. Here we go. Club-to-club agreement done. Loan with buy clause to become mandatory under certain conditions. What are the conditions? The conditions are number 1, appearances and goals to be scored. I think Chelsea will make it conducive for them to attain those kind of mandatory conditions so that they can get money. Chelsea will get money from Aston Villa next summer. Please, you get the difference. Not this summer. They will get money from Aston Villa next summer. Full total package of around £40 million. And Unai Emery wanted Garnacho medical book to Chelsea. After making a mistake in Ghana, they have corrected their mistake and sold Garnacho to Aston Villa and upgraded that particular left wing in half spaces with one of the best dribblers in the EPL in Ejaro Morgan. Next story. Arsenal fans, gather around. Arsenal fans are scared. They are scared that Chelsea will come again and Chelsea will come and do their thing and they will try and push for hijack a deal. No. Let me explain. I don't see how Chelsea will get Bruno Guimaraes and have Enzo Fernandez. Now, with how things are going, there's no club that looks like Enzo will join as of now. But if Rodri leaves and Man City can pay 125 or 130, then maybe he joins City. PSG are okay in midfield. I saw my good friend, my favorite football talker from United, That's McGoldrick. He's saying that they should go for Enzo Fernandez. He will not play for United. Come on, I don't see it happening. It will be funny if Enzo plays for Man U. It will be extremely funny. But I don't see it happening. But Man City might count for Enzo Fernandez. That's if Rodri goes. But even with Man City, guys, they want to go and take Boadu, the Moroccan wonder kid. That is why the club World Cup. He plays for Leo. They want to go and take Boadu. So I don't see how it happens. Now, Arsenal fans, Bruno Guimaraes, he is okay with playing for Arsenal. That is where I'll encourage Arsenal fans to be calm. They've not agreed personal terms, but he's keen on a move to Arsenal. Chelsea are only in the conversation because of the hijack with Morgan Rogers. I don't see how Chelsea will do a deal for Bruno Guimaraes unless Enzo leaves early in the transfer market. Get the difference, please. Very key for me today. I want you guys to understand the details of the transfers. Unless Enzo leaves Chelsea, that is when Chelsea will want to go and try a deal for Bruno Guimaraes. But at that time, then maybe he has already joined Arsenal. So Chelsea's interest in Bruno Guimaraes only lies when Enzo moves. But Enzo has not moved. Chelsea are rather looking at Alex Scott. Now, I'll bring you details about Alex Scott versus Adam Watson and Coney in our next video, transfer video. But for now, Arsenal. Now, Newcastle wants £70 million plus good add-ons that can move to the £75 million. And I'm sure they'll be ready to pay. Now, this is the reason why Arsenal have to do a deal for Bruno Guimaraes. Declan Rice is tired. They can start their season with Bruno Guimaraes and Subimendi as their pivots before Rice comes. If they rush Rice, I'm on the shit. If they rush Rice, the Rice will turn Kanzo. I'm telling you, because the guy is extremely tired. So Arsenal fans, calmer. Don't be scared of 10th place Chelsea. No champions Chelsea who are tensioning the transfer market and hijacking deals. No, I don't think Bruno Guimaraes will sign for Chelsea. It only depends on when Enzo leaves for 130 million or 125 million, and then they can go 60 million, 70 million for Bruno Guimaraes. But as things stands now, it's all what? It's all Arsenal and Bruno Guimaraes. Next story. Okay, I've already spoken about Tchouaméni. Next story. Now, this came from a reliable Turkish source, like top tier one when it comes to Turkey transfers. And he's saying that Bruno is open to move to Galatasaray in the summer. This summer. And that Man U wants £64 million for him. But any club outside England can pay a trigger clause of £56 million. Release clause. My details is not about the transfer. Man U fans. How did you guys watch your club put £56 million release clause in Bruno Fernandes' contract? That is bad business, bro. That is bad business. Chelsea, they go out for Saka. 33-year-old Saka. They mentioned 35 million pounds. Saka, it wasn't the best player in the Premier League last season. So how is that your best player, 31-year-old, and you've put in 56 million? Man, you. So if they trigger, what will you do? That 56 million, who you go fit take go buy for the market inside? As number 10. Football fans, let's think about it too. These are some of the bad business that Man U have been doing. Very, very bad. And this is coming from a reliable source. Breaking news. Okay, David Oyston confirms. So let me read. The Dagger Man. Aston Villa agreed to sign Ganacho from Chelsea. 20-year-old winger joins Villa on loan with conditional buy obligation. Conditional buy obligation, like I explained. Yeah. So let's move on. So Man U, I don't think Bruno will leave United. But when I saw this story, I was like, no. The clause here is not a good clause. And I'll be stunned if Man U fans don't agree with this. I'll be surprised if Man U fans don't agree with this. Because Bruno Fernandes release clause, if there should be a release clause, it should be 80 million plus. But there are reports from a very, very good source saying that Galatasaray wants him. I don't think he will move. I don't think Bruno will leave Man United. That's the interesting story. Now, Nottingham Forest, they have a very good coach now. I mean, they were able to get Oliver Glasner. And one of this guy, Ousmane Diamonde, he has been chased by top clubs in England. Trust me. But for them to get him for 40 million euros, total package, it's an amazing deal. And keep an eye on this guy in the EPL. They will sell Murillo now, I'm sure. Because Diamonde is a very, very good player, very, very good defender. That's the update on Sporting CP selling Diamonde to Nottingham Forest. Now, Chelsea defensive issues, or Chelsea defensive issues what solution? Now, 3 names: John Stones, Lacroix, and Christian Romero. I think Lacroix will be done. Lacroix will be done. Palace are asking for 60 million pounds. Chelsea want to pay 50, 45. That's why the deal has not been done. Lacroix didn't do too well for himself at the club at the World Cup, but I'm not going to judge Lacroix on World Cup 3rd and 4th place. No. One of the best EPL centre backs. Calmness on the ball. It's Lacroix. So Lacroix to Chelsea will be done. I'm assuring Chelsea fans, it will be a done deal. It is on. By God, the next week, we will have Lacroix passing medicals and everything. But there is a name, a City legend. And let me remind all Chelsea fans, before John Stones went to City, it was Chelsea. We thought Lampard would get him for us, 50 million. And he chose City over Chelsea. A proper ball-playing centre-back. Now, Cowell will see himself in John Stones. He's available at a 31 for free. No brainer. No brainer. You do this deal. Now, I was doing my little research and I was like, no, if Chelsea will miss out on Xhaka, Alonso will want his own Xhaka. But this time, in defense too. And take nothing away from John Stones. He can play as a number 6 too. He's a good ball-playing midfielder, defender who reads games very well. Line-breaking passes from behind. If we were able to sign Thiago Silva, at the age of 30-something, Thiago Silva was able to play for Chelsea. John Stones, condition-wise, if he will take good care of himself, it makes sense. Perfect like the deal for Chelsea. Now, Chelsea, do this deal for your fans. Experience. We want experience. And if they sign John Stones, I'll forgive the owners. Because that is like some pure class statement made there. And he might not even come in and play every game. It will be Lacroix and Cowell. If you want to play a full 3-back, typical 3-back on paper. Because on paper it can be 4-back, but when we are building up, it will become Cowell, Lacroix in the middle, and Reece James. And we have our left back becoming the operational midfielder and half space complementer. I'll bring you full answers on Chelsea. Don't worry. How we'll set up. And you have John Stones also playing some games and giving us that motivation and what he has learned from Pep. And what he has learned from Pep. So, guys, Chelsea fans, John Stones is available and Chelsea are interested. They have to do a deal. They have to sign John Stones. He will play, he will help us. If any Chelsea fan thinks it's a bad deal, you don't like Chelsea. I'm telling you for a fact. Because John Stones is a proper defender. No hype. He took over from Cahill. And now Cowell will take over from him. So John Stones, likely, Chelsea would offer him a contract. Hopefully, it's a 2+1 year contract. I'm waiting for David Weinstein to break that deal, and we'll all be so happy. That's the update. So yes, there is genuine interest. Chelsea wants 2 centre backs. Now, I have a name. I also mentioned Kuti Romero, and I'll add the reports that came with Romero here. Now, Chelsea also, because Spurs made inquiries on Neto, Chelsea also asked about Romero. So that one is not feasible. Nothing has advanced. There's no report that come from the top tier sources that Chelsea wants Romero. Now for Romero, Barca interest is there and Inter Milan, but Inter might not be able to pay the money. So Romero is Barca and Inter. Chelsea can only do a deal if they miss out or say no. Now it's interesting. He's 28 years. He's injury prone, and he no better pass John Stones. So the big deal to do is the John Stones to Chelsea deal. Thank you so much. Next story, Barcelona. Right now, dear Ferran Torres go flex. He go flex. You get one cup go. You get one cup final go. Ferran Torres is close to leaving Barcelona. It's on. The player isn't satisfied with his role at Barcelona, and contract renewal offer has stalled. Ha 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 ha. He is 1 foot and 1 half outside the club, pending further updates. This came from a reliable source before we sat down to shoot. And the club that wants him is PSG. Before he scored the final goal, PSG has already made inquiries. And that's like, oh, come and take him. Come and... That boy, when he came to England to play under Pep, that's when he came to play number 9. Yeah, he will miss chances. But I'm happy he scored the final goal. It's people are. Let me say, he can't miss some chance before. Stanford Bridge, you guys, they can Stanford Bridge. Can't miss some big chance before there. But he's a fine player. The way he has moved from a left winger to a number 9, he's a good player. He just don't get PR. And I don't know the plans that Enrique will have for him at PSG, but I feel like it will be interesting to see him play for PSG. I hope, for the love of La Masia and the love he has for the Barca boys, he will stay. If they can give him a clear plan. And if they don't get Alvarez, let him be the number 9 for you guys. I don't know, if but Ferran Torres on the real, he's not a bad player. He's not a bad player at all. And he scored World Cup final goal. So yeah, he wants to leave. Ferran wants to leave. And the biggest thing that happened to Barca at the World Cup is Laporte. I'm telling you, for real. And luckily, there's a release clause, 15 million euros per. 15 million euros per. No brainer. Barca, what are you waiting for to trigger the deal? Because when you get Laporte, you help Kubasi. And Barca wants to sign Laporte after his incredible performance at the World Cup. The defender wants to play for Barcelona, obviously. And he has a release clause of 15 million euros. As to whether Barca will trigger it or not, we are waiting. They want to sell players before they go again because they spent on Gordon. And they spent on Adeyemi. Adeyemi was free. No, Adeyemi was not free. They spent on Adeyemi. So they want to offload before they attack Alvarez and also attack Laporte. Guys, this has been part 1. I'll bring you another update again. Back to back. Now we are giving back to back. So subscribe, like, share, and comment. My name is King Ajo. We'll see you. God bless you. We're out.